All right, I'm going to go over how to create custom landing pages with Cinc today. So I already have my computer screen pulled up to the Cinc dashboard. Everybody should look about the same here. So what you'll want to do to get started is we're just going to click on the My Website tile here. This is going to pull up the dashboard to your website editor. Wonderful. So this is going to be the website editor via Cinc. It does look a little different than Moxie. It's going to, with Cinc, you're going to edit the website from the front end, meaning from the client-facing side, whereas Moxie is being edited from the back end. So the main way to know that you're editing is going to be this little bar right up here. So the main things to pay attention to is this little white bell, as well as those 3 white dots, and the Hi Jessica or Hi your name. Is what's going to show up here. So where we're going to start is we're going to go over to these 3 little dots and we're going to hit add new page. The options box is going to show up. It does give you some little information here. So just to go over the page name, this is going to be an internal name. This is what you will see as far as the page is labeled. The page heading, that is going to the more info entered is going to be more searchable. So for the heading right here, that's going to be what shows at the top of the page. So we're just going to do, just so we can see where it shows on the page. The page title is what's going to actually show up at the top of the browser. This is also going to be what shows in the Google search results. So let's do, we'll just do a neighborhood name. The page description, again, this is what's going to show up for the in search results, search engines. Then your next option is going to be to choose your page layout. It does give you a few different ones. This one here is great for information capture if you want to get the clients to put in their name, phone number, that sort of stuff. I recommend just starting with the basic layout. You can always add all these specifics into it, even with the basic. So we'll just go ahead and select that one and we'll hit create. Wonderful. So this is going to be your page editor. This information here is just, again, sample info. The sample info is what I entered. So that's going to be that title information that we entered in. That's where it shows. So whatever you really want, whether it's a blog post or a neighborhood page, the title info is what will show up at the top of the page there. As you can see, I cannot edit that information now. Of course, I will show you how to go back in and edit that in the long term, but you will not be able to edit it from the page editor view. So what we'll want to do is just to go over a few things here. As soon as I click on the body of the text, my toolbar shows up here at the top. This allows you to do basically everything. Just a few important boxes. We've got our YouTube. This is going to allow you to embed a video directly from YouTube onto your page. Here, this is going to be import saved searches. So if you're wanting to create a page based on a neighborhood search that you've created, this is where you'd insert that search. You've also got lots of things up here. Source, this is going to allow you to do add in HTML or adjust HTML. I wouldn't mess with it unless you're very comfortable and well versed in HTML itself. So a new page, templates. These are different paste options. Paste as plain text, paste from Word, just different options again. Spell checker, I mean, you know, definitely go through your basic tools will be available here. This will be how to create a link or add a link to an existing phrase. For the links, let's just take a look here. Let's say I want to add a link. This is where you'd add the URL for the link. Some things that we want to look in here, the link type, pretty much don't change that. Protocol, that should stay the same. Make sure that there's not an additional HTTP added here. It will not work. For the target area, that is where you want to send people once they click on the link. The not set is default, and that will replace the current page with whatever the link was. So if you're linking them to another area of your website, this is perfect. If you are linking them to another site entirely, whether it be a school site or another blog site, whatever that might be, I recommend doing a new window. That's going to keep your website up and then just open the link in a new window. That way it will make them leave your website, but it does not close your website. So that will be what I recommend. Advanced, I really wouldn't worry too much about that. These are going to be your basic things. We didn't add in a link, so we'll just hit cancel. All right, great. So once I'm done editing, if I want to publish and save, I'll click the three dots again, and I'll simply click save. Once I save it, that does not make the page live. That simply saves the changes that I made. So what I will do is go here then, and what I can do is find drafts, and that's where my page will be. And then this right here will take me to that page again, and then I will be able to hit publish if I'm ready to publish it. And so everything again will be saved as a draft. Again, the bell is how you find all of your pages, published and drafted. So here I have 2 published pages. You can take a look here. And if I click here, this just allows me to see those pages. So that pulls up the page for me, allows me to take a look at it. And then I click edit if I wanted to actually work on the page itself, an existing page. All right, so now we'll show you how to create a different type of page. So we'll hit cancel to get out of editing this page. This should take us back to our home site or just a non-edit page. So we'll hit the new page. So we're going to create a neighborhood page this time. So we'll just do Plum Creek there. This is the only thing that's needed to move on. So for now, I'm just going to simply click that. I'm going to click the blank layout again and hit create. All right, so here's this page. So if I do not have any saved searches already, what then I'm going to do. All right, so if we have not already saved a search, what we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to go back to our dashboard here for Cinc. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to My Connect. So that's going to be under Listings. And we're going to do My Saved Searches. I do already have one saved for Plum Creek, so what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and create a new one just so I can show you how to create a search if you're not familiar. So name we'll do. You want the name to be the same as whatever the property is that you're searching, just to keep it as simple as possible. So for the criteria, you'll just hit this edit button here, and that's going to go ahead and give you lots of criteria options. If you look up at the top, you can also do it by a map search. So it's really going to depend on what works best for you or your client. So what I'll just do is I'm just going to do the criteria. Come down here, area, I'm going to do, we'll do subdivision. Let's do Brody Lane. And so what we can do is to figure out how many this subdivision is going to pull up, we can hit the count button here. All right, so I'm just going to use one that I already know works. So I'm just going to search Plum Creek. All right, we're going to do count just so that we can see how many items pull up. Wonderful. If we hit search, we can actually view the listings that have been pulled up. All right, so this shows us all the listings that have been pulled up. So if we're okay with these, or if we want to find different ones, so we click OK to say that we're good. And we'll close and save. Wonderful. We're going to go back to our web builder here. So here we're going to come back to this one and put import saved search. And we'll just click on the download. You can choose your view. It will actually have the video pictures. And so what we can do is we'll just go ahead and click save. And that will pull up those pictures for us. And of course we can always go back in and edit, but then that's going to pull up all of the Plum Creek listings. And then we can simply save and publish. All right, so that's going to be how to create two different types of pages there. So what we can also want to show you is here, this is going to be your menus bar. So if you're wanting to add a new tab, you'll click the add button. So we'll simply add Plum Creek. And is it a page or other? This is going to be a page. So pages, it's going to give you all of your pages to choose from. We'll choose Plum Creek. The after, if you select first, that's going to show up before property search. If you do, and then you can simply put after property search if you want it after. And then for the open type, native. Native is going to be that it's going to be the sorry, apologize. Native is going to be the standard option, and that's going to mean that it is going to change the web page you're currently on to the web page that you have clicked on. This is typically the settings that people choose when they are sending somebody to a different page within their same website. So you'll typically leave this the same. The only reason you would want to select a different option is if you're sending somebody to a different website other than your own, or if you're wanting to create some sort of pop-up in order to gather their information. So we'll just leave it as native. And we'll hit add. Perfect, so now we've got Plum Creek added here. So if you see, we now have these little edit options that come up under each one. So we have added a bar here. If we're wanting to hide one, we'd simply click that and save. Now property search is going to be hidden, so I can still see it, but nobody else would be able to see it. So then we can unhide it. And then if I'm wanting to add another, let's say, subdivision of Plum Creek, so let's say new builds or coming soons. So it's still going to be a page. What we'll do, it's first is the only option because there is no subcategories there. We'll say native and we'll add. So now we've got a coming soon page. And of course you can add a subtitle to that one by clicking new, or you can add a different subgroup underneath coming soons by clicking this one. So that should go over how to do that. The last thing we're going to talk about is how to add a blog to your page. So we're just going to go back to our home screen here. I'm going to click the My Website tile. This is going to once again build our web builder for us, launch the web builder for us. We're going to click our three white dots, and we're going to do Add New Blog. Again, it's going to ask you to fill things out, title of post, publish date. For this one, you can put any date in, past or present. Please note, if you put in a past date, once you save it, it is automatically available for the public to view from your page. So if you're creating a blog, but you're not going to be able to finalize it in one setting, then I suggest always using a future date so that it does not publish something you're not ready to be out there. Posted by, this is basically going to just be your name, unless of course you have borrowed or used a blog from another site. You can put their information here to give them credit. Categories, I definitely recommend adding categories. It'll just make it easier for clients to find specific blogs. So here you could add your category. It's not necessary. Okay, so you do have to have a title and a publish date required. So for publish date, we're going to stick to do in the future so it doesn't publish. So we'll hit create. Oh, okay, I apologize. All of this is required minus the category. Okay, so this is going to launch our our blog builder. Now what you will see that is not going to be showing up on mine is, I believe that it should have your information filled in down here as well. Mine's not because I have not added it, but I do believe you should see a box down here that should have your image and your information if you've got that added. So it's going to be the same as your page editor. You'll click up here and you'll hit edit blog so that you're able to edit it. And then it's going to bring up the same options as your page builder there. So pretty easy. And if you click over here again and you do edit blog properties, that's going to allow you to adjust how we created it. So if you're ready to change the date, that's where you can do it. Page attributes, that's going to be the SEO option, so the search engine optimizer options. You can also add in social media options here as well. So I definitely recommend getting some of that information added in. That's going to make it easier for people to find your blog as well as make it more relevant on the search. And so then you'll simply save blog. Again, if the date was a past date, it is already published. If it's a future date, it will publish on the date that you have selected. And that is going to be the basics of Cinc, how to create landing pages and blog posts. I do also just want to let you know that under the resources tab here, if you go to training videos, there are lots of wonderful training videos over here that I definitely recommend you look at. And then if you've got any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always happy to walk you through it. And I hope you all have a great day.